would I rather own Reddit or would I rather own X?
It's clear. I'd rather own.
Okay, Reddit.
Why is Reddit going up?
Reddit is mooning right now. What is that? What is that up today? That was 33% in one day yesterday.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Monstrous movements.
And can you look up
Monstrous
the stock
movements.
Reddit as of now,
Wow.
Will? So you can find that.
Wow.
So Reddit announced their first profitable quarter since monetizing and doing their IPO.
Yep.
And I remember their IPO was what? Earlier this year?
I don't remember.
It was relatively soon. What is it?
A little bit of a pullback. A little bit of a pullback.
It was another.
It's still up.
Yeah.
It's
for the
still
day.
up 3%.
8 points from yesterday.
8 points from yesterday. Oof.
Yeah. Scroll out to
It's
the
still-
1 year, Will.
It's still early in the morning.
Go to a 1 year. Let's look at the 1 year on this. Yeah. I want to see what it's at. Look at that. That is how you IPO, by the way.
That does not look like a meme coin. Does not look like a shit token.
No.
Well played.
Reddit is crushing it. And do you know who one of Reddit's largest shareholders is? One of the richest men in the world.
Oh.
One of the newest richest men in the world.
One of the newest richest men in the world. Who's that?
Sam Altman.
Oh, Sam Altman is.
He
part of
owns over $1 billion of Reddit stock now.
He can farm all of that for his large language models.
Yes. Elon is farming X. Altman is farming Reddit.
Makes sense.
And
Makes sense.
if I had a choice between where I would rather get my data from, I would actually rather get it from Reddit.
Why?
Because Reddit is set up as a forum where there's more discussion versus X is quick clips.
I would disagree with you 100%.
So X is you get a lot of reactions, but you don't get a lot of discussion. Reddit, it's one topic and it's just discussions go on forever, meaning you get more ideas based on one topic.
I would disagree with you 100%.
Okay.
Why? Because if you look it up, Will, you can find that every time that a language model decides to implement policies in that language model to make the language model less racist and more diverse, the value, the content, the sophistication of all of that content drops 2 standard deviations lower, meaning it gets stupider. The less racist you want to be in your models, the less biased you want to be in your models, the stupider your models are.
Yes.
So, which shows that the more woke you are, the more retarded you become. And the more intelligent you are, the more pattern recognition you have. And all of the smartest, highest IQ individuals all in the world all have the same great pattern recognition. So Reddit is completely woke. It's completely blue-haired sheepdogs. So you're going to end up with a language model. This is my disagreement with you. You're going to end up with a language model that is 1 or 2 standard deviations worse than other language models because of that forcing bias of not wanting to be racist.
Okay. So I will challenge you there because Reddit is where the woke and left hang out.
Yeah. So they're all retarded.
But it is not racist. It is just as racist, if not more racist than X. It has more crazy, weird ideas than X. It's just not censored as such. They just censor the conservative side more. But all the same degeneracy that is on the X is on Reddit.
Just from a different perspective.
Just from a different perspective.
That is a fair minutia. It's a fair aesthetic. You're not wrong because
Meaning they're getting all the racist input
true.
into it.
It's
just from the other side.
It's from the other side. And I had this actually. This reminds me of a conversation that I had with another individual on a Minnesota conference not too long ago. And we were talking about just this idea is not that we're giving the liberals credit, they're super radical liberals or progressives credit, but the super radical liberals are clearly racist. We know this because they're the ones on the streets who have been radicalized. And when you ask them, hey, is it racist for black people to get, have an ID to vote? Then this, 23-year-old blonde-haired girl says, "Oh, absolutely," because they don't have access to internet. It's like you're stupid. You're absolutely dumb. Like you are actually racist because you believe that they're inferior. They cannot get a license. Clearly, the logic is removed from them. So why does this context matter? Because when I said to this guy, shocked him. I said maybe the radical leftists who are fundamentally at their core racist, maybe they're just ahead of the curve. Maybe the radical woke, the radical right is finally waking up to the necessity of racism. The liberals were there all the time. They were there just ahead of the curve. They treat people poorly. That's the difference. Whereas the red people treat people well and the blue treat people poorly, but the end result's the same. They're both racist AF.
If we take our personal values out of discussion, and I was given a binary choice, would I rather own Reddit or would I rather own X?
It's clear. I'd rather own it, Reddit.
Yeah,
For sure. 100%. Yeah.
I would rather own Reddit.
Yeah, it's a deeper well. But, I mean, they're both retarded, but I mean, it's a deeper well of retardation.
The way that it's structured, where it's divided into Reddits and subreddits, topic-based, where it's built out, so it's not one post that goes viral, it's one topic or story that goes viral. The way that they've structured that, the way that they have human moderators in all the different Reddits to moderate the content versus AI moderating the content and algorithm moderating the content.
It's not as many moderators as we think, but yeah,
But you know what I
it's
mean.
pretty limited. Yeah.
I think that's a more interesting model. I think that is more future-proof of a model. And I think they have more data. People are there longer. They're more engaged. There's more discussion. And if it wasn't so liberally left over there, I would spend more time on Reddit than I do on X.
Yeah. So I would. There's nothing you said that I disagree with. I think the perspective is what matters. If you're looking at a acquisition opportunity with multiple revenue, multiple X of revenue coming from it, clearly Reddit is the better play. Now, I would consider myself a somewhat intelligent, somewhat sophisticated consumer. I would want to use X's versus Reddit's initially because the overall language models of Reddit are going to be dumbed down for the masses and the retards. And the question is over time, will Reddit's large language model systems and all their amalgam of all that data actually substantially create better sophistication in the future than maybe the language models that are coming out of X? That would be but I'd say initially from a consumer, I'd use X language model versus Reddit's. As a investor, I would choose Reddit over X. Makes sense.
Well, if you compare, because Sam Altman is heavy in Reddit, Elon obviously owns X. Sam Altman has ChatGPT, OpenAI and ChatGPT. Elon has Grok. Which would you use?
Oh, right now I'm using ChatGPT for most of my stuff. Because I use most of it for coding and large meta data.
It's just
stuff.
better.
It's just better right now.
It's like infinitely better.
Now, I don't ask it philosophical questions around like whether there are 92 genders versus 96, because then everything gets messed up.
Well, if you prompt it right, then it'll answer you.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. I mean, I use ChatGPT all the time. I use Grok if I want to find maybe something that's more relevant or more time relevant.
Grok is so contained to the ecosystem
of X.
Whereas ChatGPT has abstracted itself out. No one thinks of ChatGPT and they think of Reddit.
Yeah.
So it's...
But now they will.
Now they will, because that's what they're pulling from. But I think that's an important juxtaposition because it allows ChatGPT to have a larger landmass and larger swath of the market than a Grok. Because people, when they think of Grok, well, that's Elon Musk's thing. So clearly constrains consumer behavior.
I think Reddit is a really interesting platform. I really like the way that they do things. Again, I only wish
Is there a Matt Kim subreddit?
I don't think there is.
I'm surprised because like a lot of huge famous influencers have people who create like subreddits so they can just have all
Our
the
people
clips.
are not on Reddit. By the way, if you want to have a subreddit,
Start
on
one.
Reddit, and if you guys want to be on one, we could start playing over there.
Yeah, start
I have no
start one.
problem going over on that side. I used to be on Reddit all the time, actually.
Really?
I used to love Reddit.